Oh say wise, oh say wise, oh say wise. Oh say, oh say, oh say. Your talisman maker. Oh say, oh say, oh say. So what I want to do is I did show you some of the first talismans I had. Now let me go in. Now these are my Delphi Oracle talons. So as you see that, right? He's a fish, right? Now, this one here, say, is the dolphin. Now, I could take this off. This was curved up, but with my circumstances, here we go. Right? As you can see that. Yeah, with the eye, yes. Okay. Now this is the dolphin. Now, with this one, this here is the golden hoof. Look at this. Now, none of these are carved. The spirit led me to each one of these pieces. Now, I shellacked them, and did that. Now, let me show you this piece here. The all-seeing eye. The all-seeing eye. I got this right off of a mound, of a Lenape mound down in Delaware. And then off of that same mound, and this is actually like a redwood tree, what they call the holy tree. But here you have the all-seeing eye. I had the rubber band because I already used it in the right UL, which you say ritual, and I had it in the palm of my hand. That's why I had the rubber bands on it. Now, this is another eye. I'm trying to, you see that? That's another eye. Now, what we have here is the boat that goes into the underworld, okay? Now, my thing was to sit this eye in between there, right? And then you had the all-seeing eye, say, on the boat of Ra, say, just going into the underworld, say. Now, we have, this one just started coming to me. Now, as you can see this, seeing the lighting, I need to be in, better lighting, I'm outside. This is the myth of the shark with wings. This is a Filipina myth, and I got to put the wings on it. But this is the exact same replica of the myth. So that is awesome. Now here we have the bones. This is the bones of the deer. You can see the jaw piece. You can see the hip. Now in this hip, I had a crystal here, right? Now I use this in my own healing. So these are bones from a female deer. She was a mother. Say. Now here, which I haven't going in, my supplies are getting low. You have 3 tiers to a beehive. So this is the myth of the golden beehive. Now, if you check the short, now wait first. Now I've used this in a few rituals. This is a Chinese broom. Now I use this to sweep away negative emotions, negative feelings, negative energy. Say. Now here, where you will be able to see that green rock? Let me zoom in. That green rock, if you get really up where it has algae on it, will look like a crocodile. This is Torwet. This would be another representation of that energy. Say. Then we have here Now, most of these pieces I've already used in the ritual, some I have not. Now, let's look at this one here, because this is, now. And you can look these things up. This, which you would say, oh man, then it tells at the end. And you say, man, that's just a question mark. No, well, this is the Leo asterisk in the night sky. Yes, that's what that is. So this would be of the Leo constellation, right? In the night sky, look it up. The question mark in the night sky is the Leo, the main, say. Now here, see this big circle? This is the portal. This here is the portal. Let me show you how big this is. Well, okay, let me do that. Okay, hold on. Now, it's on the ground, and this is where it comes to me. Now, we have to understand that you are the center portion of this portal. Now, I have used this already. I didn't decorate it, but I've used it. So, all of these pieces, the Spirit led me to each and every one of them. And why? And then when I found the piece, I had a spiritual experience. So either before and after finding the piece. So that led me directly to the pieces. Now, this came off of, now look at this, and see the lighting. Now this look like a seahorse, but this also pertains to a part in your brain. Right. Now we look, this is a very, very good piece here. Then we have this. Now, this is from a long-nosed pine tree in Delaware at the bottom of that mound, of that sacred mound. So now we also have this here. This is the feminine. Now, the masculine to that is this. Now, if you look very closely, what does this resemble? A buffalo. Yes, a buffalo head. Okay, so then we have the all-seeing eye, a bigger one. Then I have a smaller one, which I was going to put inside of here. Now, then we have the golden hoof. Now the golden hoof, now you can supply that to Mercury, say. And we're going to go over again. And I use these in my healing. So when we look at these, this hip joint, this is representative, and I had a crystal in here. And this is where, and this would be the hip. And when we look at the hip spiritually and what kind of traumas that it holds, we have to be able to move that pelvic bone, the tailbone, and the hip, but then more so move the ball of the hip to let the energy flow through. So now when we look at this, right, when we look at this, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Because, wait a minute. Oh, it's over there somewhere. Well, I have a hollow bone. I have a hollow bone. I must have left it in there. But now what the hollow bone represents spiritually is now you're filled with the fire, the spirit of the fire and the spirit of the water. Flow. Say. Now, let me give this little quick nugget. Society. I just had a vibration. That's why if it looked like I was unstable for a minute, yes, I just had a vibration go through my whole being. Society is not built with hands, tools, and machinery. That's the outward manifestations of tools to erect. Society is first built inside of the individual spiritually. Society is not built with tools, cements, mixtures, machinery. Society is first built from the soul, from the spirit of not just the individual, but the collective soul, the collective spirit, the collective elements that make up the human being. So I'm going to end this because, they can't be too long. Oh, say wise, oh, say wise, oh, say wise.